Hi, my name is Keisha and welcome to my channel. Please like and subscribe and help me to grow my channel. Today we're going to be doing a comparison video on the Birkin 25 Retourne versus the Birkin 25 Sellier. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm actually wearing my Birkin 25 Sellier in the gold Epsom leather with palladium hardware. And there she is. Yes, I know I have some of the stickers still on, and as I said in my last video with the review, as they start to lift up, that's when I will peel it off. But for now, I just have it protected. I do have my ruby rodeo on, and I'm wearing this gorgeous handbag today. So she is pretty full with the things that I need for the day. So there she goes. It's actually the same things that I had in my bag when I did the review on my Birkin 25 black Togo leather with gold hardware. So on first glimpse, the Sellier looks so much larger than the Togo, and I think that's because it's very structured and it just appears to be boxier than the Togo leather. Now, retourne means that the stitching is on the inside. So this is, the leather is more supple, it's a softer leather, but this does, like for this 25 size, it does keep a structured shape. I do not wear bag organizers because I have a compartment, like something to hold all of my items in, so I just stick them directly inside the bag. I do that for all of my handbags. I'm pretty anal about what I take in my bag. I never bring a pen. I know it sounds crazy, but I don't. I had one bad experience and that's all it took. And then Sellier means that the stitching is on the outside. So as you can see, I'm going to bring both of them up, but you can see this beautiful white contrast stitching. All the stitching is on the outside. She looks absolutely beautiful. And in comparison now, because it's kind of good that I have both so you can see how different it actually is. So this is the Sellier with the stitching on the outside, and this is the Retourne with the stitching on the inside. So you can see no contrast stitching, and you can also see that this is more soft and supple. If you look at the grain of the leather, this has a large grained leather in comparison to the Epsom leather. So there we go. I'll show you the back so that there's nothing in the way. And then I'll show you the back of the Togo leather. So the Togo leather has a bigger grain, and this is them side by side so that you can see the different grains. Okay, when I measured it, even though this looks boxier and more structured, they were relatively the same size. They're both 25s, but you know, like if you look at it, it does kind of look like the Sellier is larger. I think it's just because this is a softer leather, it appears smaller. Now, the measurement for the Togo leather was almost 10 inches across the bottom. It was like 9 and maybe a half to 3/4 across the bottom. And then the height of the bag was 8 inches, and the width was 5.5 inches right at the base. So at the bottom, as you can see, it does taper up. So as you pack the bag up, you're gonna have less room. I don't overstuff any of my handbags. I like to keep the shape, and I take very good care of my handbag. So I'm very mindful with how much I put in. Now for this one, the measurement was exactly 10 inches across the bottom, and same 5.5 inches for the width. And this actually had about 8 inches and maybe a quarter. So this was 8 inches and this was 8.25. I'm trying to get it at the same length. So there we go. We'll put them completely side by side. It looks different, but I think the black also makes it look smaller than the gold. Now they hold exactly the same amount, but this is, obviously it's more structured. And this was such a lovely surprise. It was not what I requested. I did request another Togo leather. I requested basically this bag in gold with gold hardware. And this was the bag I received for my birthday, which was a lovely surprise. I was taken back at first, but then once I saw it, it was absolutely stunning. And I'm happy that I was able to get this gorgeous handbag. So there she is. This is the bottom with the 4 feet, side view, and you can see all that beautiful contrast stitching. And this is the front. Now we'll go ahead and look at this one. I'll give you a complete overview of this. And this is front view, back, the bottom with the 4 feet, side and side. Now they're both dressed up. I have my Oran bag charm on my black Togo handbag. And then I have a ruby rodeo on my gold handbag, which I'm wearing today. Now I did have on my Oran sandals, and look at the difference between the gold color. So this is smooth calfskin, and it still has that gorgeous contrast stitching and the gold color. So you can see it's deeper than it shows on the Epsom leather, but they are matchy, but not too matchy. So they're both beautiful and they complement each other. So this shoe is what started it all for me. I don't know if my husband has any regrets. So if you do, honey, I'm sorry, but you know I'm very committed to learning about different brands and exploring everything they have to offer. I don't know if he wishes that he never bought me these shoes last year for my birthday, but he did, and it was a lovely gesture. I wear them, I enjoy them. I am a person that probably never wears flats. I love high heels, I love how they look. Even after having children, I was always in heels. Even while pregnant, I was the heel woman, but I love high heels. But I'm gonna tell you, these Oran sandals look very elegant and sleek. I will do a video on all the sandals that I have, my flat sandals that I have from Hermès. I don't have many, but the ones that I have are just comfortable, and they really complement, they look very feminine. So I really love them, and as you can see, I enjoy them. But this is what started it all for me. And as many of you know, I am a huge Louis Vuitton lover. So this is definitely something that is new for me, but I'm enjoying myself, learning about the brand, learning about all the different leathers that they have to offer. And I absolutely love these handbags. The smell of this Togo leather is just divine. You can't really, I do smell, like when I take this out of the dust bag, it is you have a strong leather smell. Not offensive, it's really a beautiful leather smell. This one does have a leather smell, but it's not as fragrant. Like you could miss it, you know? And I did bring out some Louis Vuitton bags because I wanted you guys to see just how small this Birkin 25 is. I think more people are familiar with a Louis Vuitton bag in comparison to a Birkin bag. At least I know. I've worked in retail for many, many years. I no longer work in retail, and I haven't worked in retail for many years. But when I was there, I had a long run in retail, and one of my happiest times in my life was working in retail. I love looking at all the new things that are coming in, and I worked for Saks Fifth Avenue, so I saw many different luxury brands, and I also worked for Louis Vuitton, and I think that is why I love the brand so much, because I know so much about Louis Vuitton. I also worked for Furla, and I love that brand as well. But I wanted to bring out some of my Louis Vuitton bags so that you guys could see just how small the Birkin 25 is. I've known about Hermès for maybe over 20 years, but I have never actually went into a store until 2021. I have friends that 20 years ago that had several Birkins or Kellys, but I never dabbled in that area. I don't know why, but I just didn't. And something just went off when I got these Oran sandals last year. And also my husband always says, oh, your bags look the same. And I mean, they honestly don't look the same to me, but you know what? He started it, so I'm working on it and finishing it. Now, I brought out my size 25 Speedy, and this is a Birkin 25. So they are, I know they're two different shapes, but I'm gonna go ahead and just take out everything that I have in here so that I can maneuver the bag so that you guys can see. Okay. Now, they are both 25 centimeters across the bottom. Okay. So, I mean, maybe this is a better way to do it. So if you can see, now I know they're two different shapes. Now this, of course, is a bigger bag, like it's a completely different shape. You could probably fit more items, but to be honest, I would take the same amount of items that I'm putting in this bag that I would put in this bag. So I definitely am very mindful. I never overstuff anything. I don't care what it is. I just don't do that. I like to keep the shape of the handbag. So this is a side view. Now this is my Speedy 25 classic style in the Cerises. So it has those beautiful cherries on them. So that's the side. This is how they compare front view, and this would be the base. So the Speedy is a softer bag, so you'll see it definitely can probably hold more if you needed more. And the handle drop is a lot. Like I could get this to the crook of my arm, and then in comparison, the Birkin bag would go right here. So crook of my arm is right here. I'm not gonna even try to push it any further because I don't want to damage the bag. But as you can see, the Speedy bag can easily go in the crook of your arm. This does not bother me any. It's fine, it's comfortable. I like to use the top handle bags. I like to hand carry my bags, or if I need both of my hands for some reason, this is really enough for me. It doesn't feel uncomfortable. I feel okay. So, and I did also bring out the Alma. so that you can see the comparison between the two. And I did this before in my first Birkin unboxing, but look at that. Now this is my Alma BB in My World Tour. And as you can see, let me use this bag so that you can see the difference. There is not much difference between an Alma BB and a Birkin 25. I mean, of course, this is a little smaller, but they kind of still have that same shape, wide on the bottom, tapers up. Of course, this one can open up because it has the sangles here. So I have the ability to stretch it out further if I want. But for a little bit of peace of mind, I always, like if I'm wearing it, I will always taper it more inwards so that no one can really get inside the bag except for me. So as you can see, it doesn't look like they have basically the same type of wide on the bottom, tapers upwards, and most of the items will be on the bottom of the bags. So I just wanted you guys to see the comparison between the two. I think more people have seen an Alma BB or a Speedy than they have a Birkin. I know that I've seen people with Birkins, but I've never actually held a 25 before the day that I received this one. So this was my first Hermès bag, and this is my newest bag that I received this year for my birthday. And they're both absolutely lovely. And let me show you the inside of this bag. So she just has a slip pocket. Then you have the bag, the inside of the bag, and then you have the zipper. So she's exactly like the black Togo bag. Now it's easier to see in the gold, but same slip pocket. Then you have the interior of the bag, and you have the zippered pocket towards the back. I don't use any of the pockets because I don't need them for anything, so I don't use them. So thank you so much for watching this video. God bless you, and until next time, we are going to do a Louis Vuitton clay, pochette clay, which is the key pouch review next. But I wanted to go ahead, since I was wearing this bag, I wanted to go ahead and get this review out for you, since I had both of them out. And for the last thing, I always store my bags back in their dust bag with their stuffing, and I try to be very mindful. These are very large investments, buying any luxury brand, so I do try to be mindful of them. And that's it. So thank you, take care, and God bless you. Bye.